Hey everyone, Ryan Desch here, broker and owner of R&K Real Estate Solutions in Lawrence, Kansas. Good friend of mine sent me an article this morning that I found really interesting. This is an article in the Wall Street Journal. Title of it, How Should Real Estate Agents Be Paid? Very interesting topic for someone like me. And the reason is if you know what I do, what we do, my wife and I, at R&K Real Estate Solutions is we provide full service real estate, but we don't charge what this article will point out as a traditional 6% listing. We charge drastically less than that. And a lot of the ideas that are proposed in this article we already do. It's actually our business model. Things like flat fee on the listing side, flat fee commissions on the listing side. So and I want to point out before I really kind of dive into this that this is a national article. This conversation is taking place at a national level, so it has so much more to do than just me. I mean, this is really a 10,000 foot view of the topic, and so I'll just dive right in and read a little bit directly from this article to illustrate, and then I'll give you some thoughts on all this. In the United States, a seller typically pays both the listing agent and the buying agent, and each of them receives about 3% of the transaction cost. That means a house with a $600,000 price tag would carry a total 6% commission of $36,000. Still, home sellers rarely negotiate a sales commission, and home buyers are often unaware of the amount their real estate agents make and are paid by the seller. Some researchers believe this commission structure not only increases transaction costs, housing costs, but also reduces market innovation. While digital technologies have driven down the total cost of booking a flight, trading stocks, or buying auto insurance, they have yet to make a meaningful dent in the cost of selling a home. The 3% commission that real estate agents charge has stayed roughly the same over the past 20 years. That's really interesting, when we get into topics about housing affordability and the rising housing costs, etc. This is very important because the argument has been made by many people that the current structure and the lack of downward pressure on commissions to sell homes has been a driver of lack of affordability. And so, going further in this article, this is a quote from a Professor Keyes, who is a professor of real estate and finance at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School. Allowing buyers and sellers to negotiate realtor fees separately would reshape the market. Because the price for the buyer agent is rolled into the price of the seller agent, the 3% commission is not a function of the buyer agent's experience, effort, or hours they worked. And in a market where everyone has access to Zillow and can do a lot of the house hunting work themselves, it's a pretty incredible price tag. Again, not my words. These are a professor at Pennsylvania. And so, but they echo words that I've made in the past that I know people have taken issue with. But this is the way the public kind of sees things. So I'll continue. First, buyer agents have incentives to steer their clients toward properties that offer higher commissions, and also reduces the incentive for buyers to find ways to save since they don't pay for their realtor services. Professor Gilbook, who is that was Professor Barwick, who's a professor at Cornell, and then this next quote is from Professor Sonia Gilbook at the Zicklin Business School at the City University of New York's Baruch College. Right now, the buyer agent's commission is folded into a mortgage, and that is absolutely something that has to stay if we decouple commissions. If that's not the case, financially constrained buyers might not be able to afford to pay upfront fees. Is a challenge that may be easy to get around, but needs to be well thought out. And I couldn't agree more about that. You think about a buyer, if you're going to decouple commissions, you're going to ask them to pay commission to their buyer agent directly. Well, they're already paying for their down payment and their closing costs. And for a lot of buyers, that's all the money that they have to go towards a home. if you were to add a commission cost, they're going to be very unable to buy a home. But however, if you think of the way that the commission structure works now, the buyer isn't directly paying the commission, but it is baked into the house that they're buying. It goes into the mortgage. When they turn around and sell, they're going to pay that higher commission. And so if the lenders were able to find a way that if a buyer were going to pay their agent directly to just roll those costs into the mortgage, it would function exactly the way that it does today in just a slightly different way, and would help buyers be able to afford homes, and then also negotiate directly with their buyer agent. To go back to the seller side, they reference a company that lists properties for a flat fee. Oh, $5,000. That's exactly what we do at R&K Real Estate. Flat fee on the seller side. Their agents are hired as salaried employees. Of course, that's not the case. My wife and I, we own our company, so everything we do is based on the commission that we directly negotiate with our clients. And that they offer the buyer broker 2.5% commission. So they say, for an example, on an $800,000 home listed with this company, they'd save a seller $20,000. That's exactly what we do at R&K Real Estate. And we've saved a lot of sellers, many thousands of dollars. Almost always at least $1,000 or several $1,000s or tens of thousands of dollars in commissions. And so it's interesting that there's going to be more of that coming in the future. I definitely believe. I feel that we're kind of ahead of the game, and this is exactly what I mean when I say we're leveraging technology and changing the industry to the financial benefit of our clients. How and why are we able to do that? Well, why? I mean, I think it's the right thing, and I'm able to do that. How? We cut out all overhead. We don't have a huge office to pay for. I don't have a huge salaried staff of individuals to pay for. I handle and do everything myself. It's really not that difficult to do. Again, leveraging that technology. The technology makes it easy. Everything's in the cloud, electronic signatures. I can meet a client at a coffee shop or a McDonald's. I don't need a big fancy office to do that. All of the work is done on my computer, on my phone. It's seamless. It's all integrated. I source out stuff that I need to. I have an accountant. All those kinds of things. So, quite frankly, it's very easy to do, and I hope that in the future, the with the technology that's available, that continues to drive down the cost of selling and buying a home, as I think it should be, because I think that's what the public wants, and I think that's what they deserve. And so, again, going back to the why, I think the public deserves an option like that to save money and still get all of the stuff that they want from hiring a realtor, that full service real estate that we do provide. And so, that's really the long and short of it. Had another thought, and I think I've lost it now. But again, it's just doing what's right. Oh, I was going to say, what I always say is there's room in the market for all business models. And, so I believe in the law of abundance. There's room in the market for all business models, and consumers, home buyers and sellers, benefit by having access to those models. And I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million more times. So that's why. That's why we do what we do, and I explained how. So it's all works into our business model. I think it is a forward-thinking business model. It's a competitive business model. Not every home seller in Lawrence, Kansas is going to list with us, and quite frankly, I couldn't handle it if they did. But I do think that everyone should at least listen to what I have to say. And so that's all I've got today. Thanks for tuning in. This video ended up being a little bit longer than I'd hoped, but I tend to ramble on this topic. And anyway, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.